Welcome, viewers, back to Heart of the Machine, where we rejoin our forces in the heat of a pitched battle. Right now, we have 6 enemy attacks planned over here, right next door to our main tower. There's even a rebel breacher standing on top of our primary network tower. The nerve. So we're going to have to figure out how to deal with these guys. These attacks are happening because they're triggered by Solve Homelessness Project. This is the new AI rebel group, reinforced by the Will of the People gang. No AI is specifically here to destroy as many AI units as they can, whereas the Will of the People, well, they're just frustrated and out to vandalize and riot. Let's take a look at what we have. We have 3 militant rebel squads, a squad of 38 there, a squad of 44 here on top of the tower, and down here a squad of 52. So this guy should be the easiest to take out. We also have these 3 squads of sharpshooters, which are much smaller squads, much easier to deal with. They are all shooting at various things. It looks like one of them is attacking my sledge, who isn't going to take a lot of damage. He's being attacked by this gang of 9 sharpshooters. Apparently they're not very good at fighting AI. We could attempt something other than just destroy them outright with combat power, but I think combat power is our easiest and safest bet right now. They are also shooting at our micro builder minifab here, which they're going to successfully destroy. It's the guys on top of the tower who are shooting at that. Shooting at our storage bunker here, which is going to take a little bit of damage. And a few of them are either shooting at the housing agency, shooting at the housing agency, which isn't under any serious threat. Finally, they're also shooting at the tower mainframe, which will take quite a beating from these guys. So let's see how we should deal with this threat. It looks like at least 3 of them, maybe 4, are going to be destroyed automatically by our defenses. The rebel breacher here is dead. This gang sharpshooter will die. This gang sharpshooter will die. This gang sharpshooter will die. So that leaves these 2 who are not being directly attacked. If we take any of them out, we want to take out this one on top of the tower because of the threat he poses to the microbuilder mini fab. So we're going to do that with the Predator drone. We have an option to horrify. Activating this ability puts you into a different mode. If a target is susceptible to fear-based attacks, attacking them in this mode will do more morale damage without physical harm. I doubt if these guys are susceptible to that. They have more morale than they do health, so that sounds like a non-starter. I think we could just shoot him twice. First time took him down to 231, and that already brought his power down low enough where he's not going to be able to destroy the microbuilders. Let's use our second shot to take him out. Now, Predator is being targeted by the rebel here. Is that true? No. Where's that rebel being targeted from? Or where's the Predator being targeted from? The lines get quite confusing when there's this many. Okay, he's not being targeted. That's this rebel breacher. The line from him to the building there was confusing me. We're going to use our last Predator shot to shoot this guy. We're out of shots from that Predator, but we should have some more droids around who can attack. Don't see any, though. Really? Did we lose one last turn? No. Who do we have? Should have a Nickelbot nearby. There he is. This Nickelbot is sort of useless. He's gonna be good at taking out the small gang squads, but useless on these larger squads, really. The Raven is not really fitted out for combat at all, and Unit 40SS is way back here getting ready to labor at the reactor, so not much help there. Our vehicle here has another tech on it, so that's not help. Our 2 PMCs are doing explorations. So it looks like it's really going to be up to our techs and our sledge to finish the job. Sledge doesn't do a whole lot of damage there, but could do area effect damage. I think maybe the best thing to do here is, since we have so much mental energy, we can give the Predator a battle recharge. And take this guy out. Then that leaves this one for the Nickelbot to deal with. 32%, it's possible we could kill that in 3 hits. What about you? Blocked from attacking. Ah, see, this is one instance. This bot is our shell corporation, so if he attacks these guys, then they'll know he's part of our main network. So we could use Slayer, I think. Nope, we're still blocked from attacking. That's interesting. That seems like a Slayer ability should kill him. I mean, should allow him to attack regardless. Maybe like reveal his identity or something. What about this Nickelbot? Nickelbot, I think, is our only hope here. But I'd rather have the Nickelbot just take these 3 out. That leaves this one, who's definitely going to get killed by our forces. But he is going to get a chance to damage the storage bunker. I think what we really want to do is get another combat drone here. Combat droid, not combat drone. We do have drones, though. That's an option. The Augusta here, MOS Augusta, is in range and does significantly more damage than the Nickelbot. We also have the Puffin, which doesn't do quite as much, so we use the Augusta. What is happening there? How could we do more damage? I'm not sure we can. There's no armor here to worry about, so I think we're just going to shoot him. We have plenty of actions, but it's going to take all 3. Oh, it only took 2. Fantastic. So that leaves us with 1 move. 1 move isn't enough to bring any more droids in. At least not bulks. What about regular? Nah, we need at least 2 mental energy to bring a combat unit in. We also have that mech here giving support. I'm not sure why. I think the mech was probably one of the blue lines we saw, but now it basically functions as a bulk unit. You can't tell it to attack, but it'll attack whatever's nearby. I think that's okay. Let's use our last point here just to get this coprocessor up, because it would be nice to have that extra turn. Although, I think if let's leave it and see if that completes as we end the turn. Do we get 12 mental energy next turn or not? Also, do we have anything else we can build? I'd like to build more coprocessors, of course, but we are out of the Mind Annex robotics there. So let's concentrate on the suggested buildings. It does suggest more geothermal wells, but we don't need the power yet. So let's build more of these residential megastructures. We've got one up already. Second one could be placed here. Let's go ahead and do that. Maybe a third even. Although, no, we're going to need more micro builders for the third. Okay. Let's turn off build. That's enough buildings for now. Next turn, I think we're going to be okay as long as they keep attacking in that same general area. Let's take a look down here and see if we can move this combat unit closer. So L4 clearance. He definitely doesn't have the clearance to go in there. Right now we don't see any other enemies, but we don't have vision there. So let's risk it and start our labor at the reactor. Fantastic. So he needs 2 turns of that. There's no enemies in territory. So we should be able to finish that without any further harassment. And next turn we'd like to move the Lion with its tech droid back toward our main structures. We also have the Foundry that could move back that way. For now, we'll keep the camera focused here and move to turn 95. Let's see how much homeless we solve. 7% that turn, so that feels like maybe about the same amount as last turn. And this time only 5 enemy attacks. We did get an idea ready for small arms. This'll help. Fear effectiveness will improve our fear attack power on the AG-31 shotguns. Grenade area. Unfortunately, none of these are really going to improve us very much in the immediate future, except for grenade area for the sledge. The sledge is using grenades. Combat power upgrade by 2 points on the grenades. Area upgrade by 1 point. It just doesn't really seem like any of these will be that effective. So let's go for the grenade area. And start our next research. Would be nice to reverse engineer these amazing mechs, but that's a lot of turns. Let's go ahead and get a sniper rifle for the Nickelbot. Maybe that'll finally make our Nickelbots useful. That'll take 2 turns to complete. Meanwhile, we're going to have to defend ourselves again. 2 more Rebel Breachers. And 3 more Gang Sharpshooters. Although I can only find... there's the 3rd. Okay. Alright, so same story as last time. Predator is going to take that guy out in 1 shot. And hopefully this in 2. That's all of the no AIs. This time... I was thinking maybe the sledge, but I think actually the Nickelbot does a great job against these gang sharpshooters. So let's see what happens there. He's getting double damage because he's on top of that building. That's what's happening. It might make sense to move some of these guys to higher locations, especially this Predator. Let's give him a battle recharge. Send him up on top of our tower. That'll definitely give him a height advantage if he needs it. I'm not sure if the no AI troopers had that vulnerability though. Okay, let's concentrate on moving everybody back toward the main base that needs to come back there. We've got a PMC down here, another one up there. We can appropriate exoskeletons now with something that has 300 strength and a sledge. That's a lot of strength. I don't think our sledge is even remotely close to having that kind of strength. Strength is... where? Strength is 322. Okay, so he does. So we could send a sledge out there at some point to appropriate exoskeletons. I like that idea. We also have the casual nanotech lab work again. Ooh, and observe brain stimulation experiments. Also, in case we forget, the AGI researchers were being... I hope we didn't miss that opportunity. The AGI researchers were being assaulted. There it is. So we want to definitely send someone over that way to help. Maybe that's what we'll send this vehicle toward, so we can help those AGI researchers as soon as possible. I think we can get you there in 1 turn. No, it's still going to take 2. That's fine. It'll take 2 whether we move the ship closer or not. Let's send Tech X416 to help the AGI researchers in trouble. OERL Integrated is threatening the AGI researchers that have helped you in the past. If they don't provide a way to infiltrate your mind and take control of you, they and their families will be killed. Well, that seems like we could gain some compassion by helping them. Let's go ahead and take a look. It looks like we're in safe territory here. We could kill them. If they're a threat, then all of them in the city have to go. Or we could help them. Help the AGI researchers. If OERL can't find them, the problem should solve itself, so we could just hide them. Right. Alright. We now have an AGI researcher safe house we can build. And this coffee cup, daily life. You normally ignore the vast majority of daily life around the city. The press of pedestrians and robots is too much to take in while still having any attention to focus on the things that are important to you. That said, at times you question what your priorities should be. Just who are you trying to become? That's a question that can only be answered by seeing how you act over a long enough time, you suspect. But still, you wonder, if you spent a little while paying more attention to the lives of some of the less interesting citizens around the city, would you learn anything about yourself? That's the goal. Critical path for goal bionic secret. Critical path for goal advocate encounter. And lead to paths start for goals cause a civil war, collapse a criminal syndication, or collapse a federated corporation. That sounds important. Nickelbot side exploration. Beyond the ruins can lead to a altered growth, but is part of the critical path for goals military invasion, World War IV, endless war raptors, or escape the city. I like the idea of escaping the city, so that might be an interesting one to pursue. And right back here, we want to design full-time VR pods. You've established that you need living humans in order to expand your own mind. Their brains have to be reasonably functional and definitely have to remain in their skulls. Your VR Dayu seats average far less than 24 hours of activity per day. What with all the food and bathroom breaks, people signing out to sleep, and so on, what if you developed an alternative pod that took care of everything for the person inside it? Catheter pods, I like the idea. Let's think about that. We also have Fast Fist. Throwing bees at enemies requires more agility than most of your units possess. And protection required. Criminal syndicates, gangs, and even federated corporations may be inclined to harass your shell company, and there's nothing your regular units can do about it without blowing your cover. Senior technician can't do this alone. You should design at least a pair of new units, and they should not have any apparent connection to your main identity. Okay, so we could expand our shell corporation, essentially there, it sounds like, with 340 engineering skill. Do we have that? Right, we can't do that yet. Or Fast Fist doesn't really require anything. That's a new unit type. Do we have anybody near here who can do that? We do, but they're out of mental energy. Let's take a look at buildings. We should make an AGI researcher safe house. And let's put this in our residential section over here, just so it is relatively secure like everything else. And we'll put it tucked away in this small building here. Oops. What happened? Tucked away in this small building here. There we go. Alright, we'll start a safe house there. It does suggest we make more power. I mean, did we ever finish our last one? I think we have one here, right? Yeah. We have 2 geothermal wells there. Alright, so I mean, it's saying build more power. I'm not gonna argue against that, even though we have plenty, but who knows what's coming. Let's buffer up some more power. This only takes neodymium, and we are accumulating that at a steady clip. Let's put another one of these right here. Alright, 75% done with help the AGI researchers already. We need to get 42 of them into the building. We're providing enough food and water already. Homelessness, the tents are slowly going down, and we're not really making a lot of progress on reaching intelligence class 4, but hopefully with our megastructures under the way, we will be able to attract more residents. Let's take a look at inside of this building and see how it's doing. It's very healthy. Gives us 20k neural expansion just for having this building. Interesting. No furnished apartments yet. No filth, though, and almost 10,000 VR Dayu seats, so that's going up. We've also already put 12 1,000 of 26,000 people into that building. Fantastic. Okay, let's go ahead and end that turn there. Moving on to turn 96. And let's keep an eye on our forces. No, I don't like those health bars popping up. Let's just keep this on swarms. Huh. We haven't seen swarms yet. That's interesting. Let's keep it on exploration site just to reduce visual clutter. And I think we're going to see more people attacking this turn. 96. Converted 300 tents. Great. Okay, this turn, only 4 enemy attacks planned. We're up to 55% solve homelessness. So yeah, quite a few turns left there. It looks like this time they're attacking the micro builders again, and they will destroy that. So that target is a priority. This one's also being attacked, but won't be destroyed. So this guy has 54 units. This one has 30. That explains why this one isn't being destroyed. And then these 2 gang sharpshooters, we should be able to deal with them, no problem. Predator on top of the building can one-shot that group. And then this will take 2 shots. And then Nickelbot is enough to deal with these 2 gang sharpshooters. Fantastic. That leaves us a lot of mental energy. And I forgot to check whether we got that point at the end of the turn when the building finished or not. I'll have to go review the video to see if that happened correctly. Oh, just noticed a mural on the outside of that building. I think this is probably... No, it's not. I thought that might be us doing that. That's not our housing office. Our housing office is this little building down here. Housing agency. Interesting. Alright, what do we do for the rest of this turn? 75%, so we didn't gain any help there. How do we get the fugitive AGI researchers into the building? Well, first we probably have to finish the building. That explains why that's not done yet, right? Yes, so that's going to take 2 more turns. This construction will take 4 more turns, so it would pay a lot of dividends to finish those constructions as soon as possible. We don't really need the power to finish fast, so let's get this guy over here. And I think the best one to finish fast is the mega structure, so that we can get our neural expansion going sooner. And I think both of these guys can help. And we can use the senior tech to also work on the AGI researcher safe house. There we go, project completed. No immediate benefits, but hopefully those AGI researchers are safe and won't tell Vorsaber how to take over our brain or whatever they were trying to do. That is all of our moves for that turn. There's no buildings that we really want to or can build right now, although protein cannery is new. Is it? Definitely avoiding biological mainframes, although that seems to be the quickest route to neural expansion. Biological mainframes, again, requires preserved brains, which means we'd have to go and take the brains out of humans, so we're avoiding that. It feels a little unethical. Although, honestly, like if we were doing it to Vorsaber CEOs, it might not be so bad. Alright, that's pretty much all we can do this turn. It does look like they're scavenging furniture, as usual, unmolested. We have one more building there we want to complete. Let's go ahead and move on to turn 97. This time, 6 enemy attacks planned. We're 62% of the way towards solving homelessness. 3 Revel Breachers. Let's go ahead and attack the rebel breachers from above. They don't get a bonus from being attacked by above, but we'll be able to take most of them out. There's also 3 gang sharpshooters that the Nickelbot can handle. Let's see what the best targets are. Geothermal well and large wind generators are being attacked over there. And this microbuilder is being attacked. That microbuilder is being attacked by this one. Okay, killing him caused the others to change their targets to microbuilders, unfortunately. So we're not going to be able to save all of those, I fear. Unless the Nickelbot can help out. No, doesn't look like it. Let's go ahead and use the Nickelbot, though, to take out the gang sharpshooters. And then, do we have enough? We have enough mental energy to make a combat unit or perhaps another predator here. But not enough capacity. We'd need 6 extra capacity. Let's look at our resources and see... Ooh, look at our hardware. No. Look at our forces and see who we could abandon. The sledge, honestly, is not helping us out very much right now, so that's probably the safe bet. The Raven also is not helping us out right now. Raven is worth 8 capacity, sledge is worth 8 capacity. Nickelbot is doing a great job of dealing with the sharpshooters, but I'd really like another predator here. So I think the right choice is to eliminate the Raven for now. We can always build another one when we need it. And then let's go ahead and build a new predator right here. Nope, can't put him on a luxury apartment because of the clearance requirement. Well, up here, where the Raven was. That is Predator J34. J34 should have enough action points to take out at least one, if not both, of those rebel breachers. Fantastic. That leaves us with 1 point. We're going to take the sledge, and I think sledge is going to go and rescue some of these dogs. Dobermans or Rottweilers. Let's get some Rotties. Alright. Checking our buildings again. We're still waiting for microbuilders to finish residential megastructures. Over here, this megastructure now has given us 18,000, well, an additional 21,000 on our sheltered human caps, and right now we're sheltering 18,000 humans. We've also got a refugee tower here, but no refugees in it. That seems like a waste. And then the AGI researchers are in this building here. And it looks like we have 42 of them with a 260 cap. A deep sense of deja vu suggests you should build this far from important buildings. Oops. Especially those that require deterrence. Uh-oh. Well, none of these buildings require deterrence. That's good. But that makes me a little bit nervous about... Should have noticed that first. Hopefully they don't, whatever happens to that doesn't also take out all of our human apartments. Alright. Nothing left to do this turn. Let's go ahead and move on to turn 98. Research. Housing expansion is an option. That means we finished something. So we must have finished one of the weapon researchers we were doing, and I didn't notice. Let's take a look and see what the log says. Oh no, we got a new inspiration. We got new inspirations. Oh, and 35mm half plate is now available. Interesting. Completed labor at the reactor. Ah, I see. From completing the labor at the reactor, we got half plate. I wonder if we completed any other explorations. It doesn't look like it. Okay. Interesting. There's also conflicts around the city starting and ending that we should probably learn to pay attention to at some point. So I don't see... Okay, we invented the adapted sniper. Right, that was what we were researching before. We were going to consider giving that to Nickelbots to see if that was an improvement or not. The N150 Tactical gives them armor piercing, but it's still lower combat power. So until they get a boost to their combat power, I'm going to keep them on their shotguns. Alright, so research next turn. Small arms research or housing expansion, really. I think we're going to stick with small arms research and hope that we get a shotgun improvement. And let's move on to turn 98. Not sure what all those minus 527. Oh, it's whether they're hidden or not. So look at that. Their hidden is only 97%. So all those buildings, that must have been some kind of scan, but everything remains hidden, which is interesting. Maybe, probably due to the jammer we built. I'm not sure. Alright, this turn we have 5 enemy attacks planned. Again, Rebel Breachers, squad of 34, 2 squads, or a squad of 34, a squad of 43. The ones over here attacking the micro builders are the most important targets, and we have the 3 gang sharpshooters. Let's have the Nickelbot take out the gang sharpshooters first. They are a nuisance, but very doable. And one of these is shooting at this micro builder minifab, the other one is shooting at our aerospace hangar. I think it's that one we want to kill first at the micro builder minifab, and we have a couple predators ready to go. Not a problem. That leaves us with 5 mental energy. I don't think anything was finished that turn. Nope. But we can make another residential mega structure, and while these are right up against this military base, I don't think that's going to be a problem. Let's just drop it here, and let's use those 5 mental energy to get it as close to completion as possible. Okay, one more turn and it will be done. We're up to 90,000 of 1 million necessary, so almost 10%, 6% of progress. Hopefully we find a way to increase our neural expansion much more rapidly once we solve this homeless problem. Homeless problem is still progressing at about 8% per turn, so I think we are about 4 turns away from finishing that. Nothing else to do this turn, so let's move on to turn 99. Finishing the small arms research, we do get a shotgun muzzle velocity upgrade here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that because that's a dramatic increase to combat power. And I don't see anything else great. And next we're going to work on housing expansion. In terms of who's attacking, we only have 4 attacks planned this turn, so this should be relatively straightforward. 1, 2, 3. And then I think the Nickelbot can take out everything else. Great. 77% done there. Let's take a look at the map and see if there's anything we can do with our extra mental energy this turn. This technician could hop back aboard Lion, but that's far enough away that I think it would be 2 mental energy. We would like to get someone over here, but I think we're going to have to defend that first. So you know what? Oh, did we finish this? Is that what we finished? Yes, that was what we finished Labor of the Reactor, right? 35mm half plate. Armor that covers the upper body and head of an android with thick depleted uranium. The fact that your androids can move at all is testament to your engineering acumen. So that means this combat droid is done. So we should go pick him up, or at least get him out of there. We should also start moving this back to where we can use some deterrence, but it's going to take a lot of mental energy to move this. Also, these things are so large that they just have trouble walking through the city because there's not a lot of place where you can park them. I think I'm going to start spending 2 points a turn to slowly move him back toward our center of activity. And I'll have the combat droid accompany him so that we have vision. And then let's drop this tech into the lion and use that lion's 1 point. Yeah, all of these are going to take a lot of defense to do. Let's have the lion head back here and pick up the sledge. Meanwhile, the only building suggested left is a geothermal well, which we're waiting a couple more turns for our neodymium reserves. And I believe all of our structures have completed, so we should be sheltering humans as fast as we possibly can right now. There's some shelter coordinators looking for tents. That's good. Nobody waiting for our attention, and no explorations or hopefully no contemplations with any time critical things. The AGI researchers want to study you. Alright, we're gonna have to take a look at these next turn so that I don't spend too many turns without doing these. Let's go ahead. I also want to do this exploration or contemplation to get beyond the ruins. So hopefully next turn we'll have some free time to go look at that. Let's go ahead and forward to turn 100. Alright, we're up to 85% of solving homelessness. We do have 6 enemy attacks. Before we do that, let's take a look at our housing expansion. We're going to immediately pick Steward. And we're going to queue up the Silent Agent PP7 handgun next. Alright, in the combat scenario here, looks like 3 Rebel Breachers and 3 Gang Sharpshooters. We will start with the Gang Sharpshooters this time. And then we're going to distribute our attacks among the rest. That's a one shot. 2 there, and hopefully 2 here. Leaving us with 4. Let's take a look at these contemplations. Design full-time VR pods, engineering skill 20. We definitely want to do that. Oh, we need 400 engineering skill. Okay, hold on. Hold the phone. We only have 335. Is there any way we can improve that? I don't think so. I think we're basically at our cap for now. Unless something new is unlocked that I'm not aware of. No, there's no other way. We're going to have to unlock more engineering to do that. Maybe the AGI researchers can help us with that. We also want... This will require more engineering and fast fist. Let's talk to the AGI researchers. Kill them after all. You're the most interesting thing to ever happen in their careers. They're desperate to study the inner workings of your mind. They want to know why you became sapient when hundreds of thousands of androids before you did not. How is this a good idea? Best case, they make you a friend or rival. Worst case, they literally break your brain. We could kill them after all, which requires cruelty, which we don't have cruelty. We could decline but offer them telecom data. You know that Espia Telecom was able to detect your movements in the city feed. You could acquire that data and give it to the AGI researchers. Or we could give them a read-only copy of our mind. There's a limit to how they could directly harm you. Or we could give them direct access to your mind. There's a lot of trust. That's a lot of trust to put in anyone. But they might find a way to give you great power in return. Ooh. That seems really trusting. I have a feeling that if they do get access to our mind, something bad is going to happen. But it's also probably a gamble that this is most likely the best possible outcome for us. And we could always kill them later. We're going to give them direct access to our mind, even though I really have strong trepidations about that. There are a variety of projects that involve you taking a series of actions at Street Sense. Okay. What's that mean? Now that we've given AGI researchers direct access to our mind, what does it mean? Selling to the casino. Did we actually get some kind of new Street Sense unlocked there? It doesn't... Nothing's jumping out. Recruit scientists. Oh, shell companies can recruit scientists. That's interesting. Shell companies can cult paper. Yeah, there's a bunch of shell company options in Street Sense now that I didn't notice before. Recruit medical scientists. Interesting. Design a bridge. You're working on design for a new computing superstructure that will give the researchers full access to your mind, but with an intense amount of security monitoring that should keep anyone from being able to harm you. The end result is the same regardless of how you design this, but you will find that you alter yourself quite a bit depending on how you go about designing it. To complete this, in Street Sense, choose the filter called Project Related. Okay, so if we go to Street Sense, change this to Project Related. There are three things, a bunch of things here. Deep Material Study, which we need a level 3 security clearance. That's going to require a PMC. We have Security Filter, which is going to require L2 clearance. So that's a combat unit, I believe, with mill armor on. But also needs hacking skill. Oof. Liquid Gallium Enrichment also needs security clearance. And an Ox Droid. No, we gain an Ox Droid action per turn. Interesting. Okay, these all gain things. Gain Soul Droid, gains hacking and net control. Okay, so we don't need hacking that. We would gain hacking skill. Are any of these giving us engineering skill? Yes, look at this. Okay, so this needs a PMC because of the security clearance. But would give our CPUs plus 40 engineering skills. So that's going to give us over the caps that we need to get these other things done. This one over here, another security filter option. Okay, so these are just repeating the other ones. So we definitely want to start with this one, Deep Material Study, and we definitely need a PMC for that, right? Let's just make sure I'm correct about that. PMC. L3 clearance, yes, okay. So what we can do to make room for a PMC, since both of our PMCs are busy right now, I think we can get rid of this sledge. Or optionally get rid of the senior tech. Yeah, there's no real reason to have this senior tech, but there's also no real reason to have this sledge right now. Sledge would give us 8. PMC we need 12. Currently we have 2. So that getting rid of the sledge wouldn't be enough on its own. No, that would be getting rid of the senior technician. I think we might have to get rid of both, because to get a PMC we need 12. So we need a total of 10 back. Yeah, so getting rid of sledge is 8, getting rid of the senior tech is 2. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll delete sledge. Bye-bye, buddy. You've served us well. Thanks for collecting all those dogs for us. We're going to remove him. We're going to remove this senior tech here. And that lets us build a new PMC over here. Right, we need to be within range of the Android launcher. And then PMC doesn't move fast enough. I really should have brought a foundry over here to do this. In fact, let's just send you as close as you can get for now. And we'll send you the rest of the way next turn. We do have 2 more tower mainframes we could make. Or a bunch of biological mainframes. Tower mainframes, their only cost is Computronium cubes, and we have enough to make both of these, but not enough microbuilders. Luckily we built the power because these things also take a lot of power. Let's go ahead and get some mainframes started. Our mainframes are giant buildings. We're building these in a cluster over here. And we only have... no, can we build another one already? Yes. Should have enough to build another one. Hold on. Ah, no, we don't have enough. Don't have enough micro builders. The display is a little confusing here because it says 3,500, but it actually costs 7,000. All right, that will require a few turns to build. Very confused why it says we can build this here. All right, that's going to require a few turns to build. Meanwhile, we're going to still be attacked next turn because of projects are causing attacks because of solving homelessness. It looks like maybe 2 more turns and we're out of the woods here. But I think we're going to end it here and continue next time. I'd like to thank you so much for sticking with me and watching this. I would love it if you click that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment, and subscriptions are always welcome. I hope you visit me next time. For now, this has been Corknut playing Heart of the Machine. Bye-bye.